Liam found a hidden camera inside his teddy bear, and it was live streaming his life to a website called The Final Countdown. He was just looking for a lost battery when he saw a tiny lens peeking out of the bear's eye. When he traced the signal, he found a dark website where thousands of people were placing bets on exactly how he would accidentally die. Some people bet on a kitchen fire, while others bet on a fall from the stairs. But the most terrifying part was the top of the screen where it said, "Hosted by Mom and Dad." He heard his parents whispering in the hallway about a huge payout if the accident looked real enough. Liam looked back at the screen and saw the timer hit 0. The staged event was scheduled for right now. Suddenly, his bedroom door slowly opened, and his dad walked in holding a heavy wrench and a fake, sad smile. A piano player was handed a note right before a big concert. It said, "If you play one more note, a hidden bomb will destroy the entire city." Terrified, he walked off stage and never played again. He spent 50 years in absolute silence, never speaking, humming, or touching an instrument. He lived like a monk in a quiet room, believing his sacrifice was the only thing keeping millions of people alive. One day, as an old man, he finally snapped and hit a single key on his piano. He closed his eyes and waited for the explosion to end his life. But there was only silence. He looked under the piano bench and found an old envelope. Inside, a letter read, "To the man who feared noise, did you enjoy your silence?" Noah found a man in his attic who was 30 years old, but he acted like a toddler and called Noah's parents Mom and Dad. He'd heard strange thumping sounds from the ceiling for weeks, but his parents always told him it was just squirrels. One afternoon while they were out, Noah climbed into the attic and found a man sitting on the floor playing with baby blocks. The man had the same eyes, the same nose, and the same birthmark on his arm as Noah. When the man saw him, he clapped his hands and giggled,
"New brother! Mom and Dad found a new Noah!"
Noah's blood ran cold as he noticed a wall filled with photos labeled Noah number 1 through Noah number 4. He realized he was just Noah number 5. His parents weren't looking for a son, they were looking for a perfect person. Leo thought his dad was a criminal who kidnapped him as a baby, after he found a missing child poster with his own face on it hidden in a locked drawer. He spent weeks staring at that poster, convinced that the man who raised him, who tucked him in every night and taught him how to ride a bike, was actually a monster who had stolen him from his real family. He felt sick every time his dad told him he loved him, believing it was all a lie to keep him prisoner. He finally gathered the courage to call the police, but before he could dial the number, he found a second piece of paper tucked behind the poster. It was a hospital report from 15 years ago, describing a massive apartment fire. The report stated that Leo's real mother had been found safe outside, but she told the firefighters not to go back in for her baby because he wasn't worth the risk. Jack came home to find his parents eating dinner with a boy who looked exactly like him, wearing his favorite shirt and calling himself Jack. He stood there totally confused, watching the stranger laugh at his dad's jokes and eat his favorite food. When Jack yelled,
"Who is this guy and why is he in my chair?"
his parents didn't even look surprised. Instead, they looked disappointed. His mom sighed and said to his dad,
"I told you the old version would eventually find his way back."
His dad didn't even look up from his plate. He just handed the new Jack a shovel and told him it was time to get rid of the broken one in the backyard. Leo was angry that his mom always ignored him when he talked. For weeks, every time he tried to share his day or tell her about his dreams of becoming a programmer, she would just nod or look at his lips without saying a word. He began to resent her, thinking she was becoming cold and distant just when he needed her most. His old computer had finally died, and he felt like his future was slipping away because they were too broke to afford a new one. On his birthday, he walked into his room to find a brand new, top-of-the-line laptop sitting on his desk. He was thrilled, but when he went to thank his mom, she just gave him a small, sad smile and pointed at a note she had written. "I'm so proud of you." Leo was still frustrated that she wouldn't just talk to him, so he went for a walk to clear his head. As he passed a pawn shop downtown, he stopped dead in his tracks. There, in the front window, was his mom's expensive hearing aid, the one she needed just to hear a whisper. Tucked right next to it was a sales receipt for the exact laptop sitting on his desk. Leo realized his mom hadn't been ignoring him. She had sacrificed her own ability to hear his voice just so he could have the tools to find his own. Bro, imagine if you woke up tomorrow and every single mom on the planet was just gone, just vanished into thin air. At first, it's a total vibe. No one is screaming at you to wake up. No one is telling you to clean that biohazard you call a bedroom. You can eat straight sugar for breakfast, play games for 12 hours straight, and no one is there to tell you to put that phone away. It's pure, unfiltered freedom. But then, the vibe shifts. You go to the kitchen and realize the fridge hasn't been stocked in days. You look for your favorite hoodie, but it's buried under a mountain of stinky, unwashed laundry. The house starts to feel cold and way, way too quiet. Suddenly, it hits you like a freight train. The world is crumbling. Hospitals, schools, and homes, they've all lost their heartbeat. You realize moms weren't just people who did chores. They were the glue keeping your entire life from falling apart. Comment if you love your mom.
Bro, imagine if I owned Roblox.
Part 2! First update, every obby stage now gives you 100 Robux automatically. You check your balance and you're loaded just for playing your favorite games. Wholesome. But watch out! If your school teacher emails your parents about bad grades, your account gets a timeout and you're stuck doing virtual homework. What? My win streak is ruined by a math test. Absolute disaster. But wait, if you hit that subscribe button, you get the golden badge. You're immune to the teacher and you get a shiny dragon pet for free. Sweet. We're back on top and looking legendary. Everything's peaked until I accidentally hit the supersize button on my admin panel. Now my character is as big as a building, and every time I move, I accidentally kick the whole server off the map. No! I'm trying to say hello, but I'm destroying the city by accident. Total mayhem. I guess I'm too big for my own game, bro. Comment if you want me to give you Robux. Bro, imagine if a 9-year-old kid owned Roblox. You log in and find out every fun game is deleted and replaced with Toddler Tycoon. Now every avatar is forced to wear a giant diaper and a baby bonnet. You're like, what? This is the worst update ever. But wait, Timmy the kid owner gets bored and hits the secret button. Suddenly, everything in the catalog is free. 10 million Robux and rare gear for 0. You're finally a rich legend. Sweet. Wholesome, right? Wrong. The kid joins your server and challenges you to a race. You're way faster and accidentally win. The sky turns into a giant crying emoji. He starts screaming through the global chat, "Mommy, he's a bully! He won't let me win!" Suddenly, a huge ban message covers the screen. Roblox is canceled until everyone says sorry to Timmy. Everyone's account is wiped because a kid couldn't handle a loss. Like and subscribe so this kid never owns Roblox. Dude, imagine every dad on Earth literally starting a battle royale. All the normal dads get wiped out instantly because they spent too much time arguing over which charcoal brand is the most authentic. Now, only the elite remain. The mechanic dad is flying through the air on a jetpack made of leaf blowers, screaming, "If I can't fix it, I'm gonna break you!" High above, the nerd dad uses a graphing calculator to launch a flying sandal, screaming, "Calculus says your lawn is 2 millimeters too long!" But then, the smoke clears. A man walks into the center of the stadium holding literally nothing but a single carton of milk. He looks at the elite dads and says,
Sorry, I'm late. The line at the grocery store was 20 years long.
All the elite dads literally drop their weapons because the legendary milk runner has finally returned. Bro, imagine if you woke up tomorrow and every single dad on Earth was just gone. No goodbye, no handshake, just an empty recliner and total silence. At first, it's a total dream. No one is yelling at you to touch the thermostat or close the door because we aren't heating the whole neighborhood. You can leave every single light in the house on, and no one is chasing you around to turn them off. No more awkward dad jokes. No more go ask your mother, and absolutely 0 lectures about responsibility and hard work. It's a 24/7 party with no rules. But then, the world starts to break. The Wi-Fi goes down, and no one knows how to reset the router. A giant spider appears in the hallway, and suddenly, you realize there's no one to come to the rescue. You look outside, and the grass is turning into a jungle. The car won't start, and the sink is leaking like a waterfall. By the end of the day, the house feels way too quiet and way too scary. You realize that dads weren't just there to fix the leaky pipes. They were the strength holding the house together. Comment if you love your dad. Bro! Imagine if Donald Trump owned Roblox. First update, he makes the gas prices in Bloxburg 10 times higher. Now, if you want to drive your supercar, it costs you 50 Robux just to start the engine. You're like, what? I have to walk to the grocery store now? Next, he starts a massive war between every single server. It's the red team versus the blue team, and they are fighting for control over the middle of Brookhaven. He builds a gigantic golden wall around the shop and tells the players with 0 Robux,
You're not coming in here for free.
Then, he changes the school into a big office building and charges everyone 10 Robux just to use the slides or sit on the swings. You're like, what? I just wanted to play with my friends. Now Roblox is a mess, and everyone is fighting just to survive and play their favorite game. Like and subscribe if you don't want Trump to own Roblox. Bro, imagine if I owned Roblox. The first thing I'm doing, I am removing the age and face verification for everyone. Finally, the whole squad can chat with their friends without any annoying barriers. You're like, what? Roblox is actually fun again. Wholesome. But check this out. If you hit that subscribe button right now, I'm dropping a golden chest into your inventory with 10,000 Robux inside. We're making everyone rich. Next, I'm turning the gravity way down, so everyone can just float in the air and vibe while we use the uncensored chat together. Everything is going perfect. Until one guy types,
Privacy matters. Bring back the verification and the hashtags immediately.
I didn't even get mad. I just opened my owner dashboard and put his account into permanent safe mode. Now he has to scan his face every single time he wants to say hello. Have fun with the filters while we have the freedom, bro. Like and subscribe if you want that 10,000 Robux in your account tomorrow morning.